My main focus these days is what we call the Technology Entrepreneurship Program. This is a collaboration between the Business School's Entrepreneurship Center, our law school, Rich Linton's office, the Vice President for Research, technology transfer here on campus, and what we've been able to do is create opportunities, is build interdisciplinary graduate student teams, MBAs in business, second-year law students, PhD students in biology or computer science, put them together in interdisciplinary teams, give them a chance to look at some of the really cutting-edge technologies that have been invented or molecules that have been discovered by physicists, scientists, educators here on campus, and test the hypothesis that it might be possible to find a way to build a business around this. I would have done anything to have had a chance to do this when I was their age. It's a wonderful experience. It's the best teaching that I've been involved in my whole career. But the only reason it works is because of the connective tissue. Because there are vice presidents for research, entrepreneurship center directors that buy in, tech transfer directors that buy into the concept, that trust each other, that work well together. And so that means, for instance, that in cases where a good business idea is found around a technology, it's become possible for the students to actually negotiate a license and take that out to the marketplace. Very unusual, very rare opportunities. The newest connection actually is a study of Eugene, Oregon's reemergence as the track and field capital of the world, as Tracktown, USA. Pat and Stephanie Kilkenny gave us a grant to study the resurrection of the identity of our town as the center of the universe of track and field. And so this, again, is like a backstage pass to talk to the coaches, to talk to some of these world-class athletes, and that's been a lot of fun.
Most people are in this business being professors because they want to make a difference in the world. They want the world to be a better place somehow. And my research has to do with a topic that a lot of people don't like, but I'm kind of neutral in terms of are taxes good or taxes bad. I just think the world will be a better place if we understand how taxes affect people and the decisions they make. And so that's my goal, is to help increase our understanding of that. And then other people, we have a political process that lets us decide if we should have more taxes or less taxes. But at least the people making those decisions can base them on some data that perhaps I could provide. In 1993, Congress wanted to encourage investments in small business. So they lowered the tax rate for people who have gains from selling small business stock. And that's a kind of a minor little tax provision, but my co-author and myself knew about it, and so we were able to do a study where we actually were able to show that the stock prices of new IPOs that qualified for this particular tax provision increased after this tax law. So it's a way to show that something Congress intends to do actually worked in that particular case. Students benefit from coming to a research university like Oregon, and one of the reasons they benefit is they're taught by faculty who are actually conducting research, creating new knowledge. And so I think if I can add some insight into what the students are learning from their textbooks based on some research that I've done, then I think it's really rewarding for me, and I think the students are more interested in it.
I made some valuable contributions in the area of forecasting, in that I have developed some interesting methodologies for identifying the kinds of mathematical models that govern the processes behind the data, and for quickly estimating these models with some very efficient procedures that in the past may have taken hours, if not days, of computational time, and now it can be done, in a very short, maybe 10, 20 seconds or something like that. Forecasting is a very vital function of any kind of organization. And in management, for example, every day type of every day there are decisions that are being made based on some type of forecast, whether it's mathematical or intuitive, whatever it is, but for planning purposes, for staffing, to figure out how much inventory there is, to plan finances. Almost every aspect of business relies on that. So having tools that are reliable and practical and hopefully easy to use is extremely important. I teach an undergraduate honors class as well, and some of my current work that I've done in terms of applied work is already in the classroom, and they're already using for developing forecasts, and they have data sets and so forth with certain types of problems that exist, and they use some of these methods already in class. So I teach that as I go along.